stream, and we are live on Facebook and LinkedIn. And also, I'm going to turn on Instagram. Good morning, everybody. By the way, oh yeah, you're right. Okay, let's see how this goes. By the way, the software I'm using is StreamYard, and it's really cool because it allows streaming to different places. So we are actually, good morning, Julia. I see Julia's joining. So I'm streaming this to Facebook of Montessori Institute Prague, then to my personal LinkedIn and to my Instagram. And you can stream to various different locations with StreamYard, which is, I really like working with StreamYard. Good morning, Grant lovers. Oh, I didn't put in the whole name of the show. I should fix that. So welcome to the 7th episode of Good Morning Grant Lovers Show. We are, this is a Tuesday, this is our week 2nd, and I have a special guest with me today. I will introduce her in just a second, but we'll give people a chance to join. How are you, Julia? You can put in chat where you are joining from, if you can. And when Plummy joins, Plummy, let us know when you're with us, and maybe we can let our colleagues from, hi Veru, good morning. We can let our colleagues know in the grant group, in the elementary Citizen of the World grant group, know that, yay Plummy, that Indre is live, because I think some of them might want to come. So if you can share, if you can let them know in WhatsApp, Plummy, that we are streaming, maybe they will want to see Indre because they love her so much, the same way I do, because she's a special guest. So I'm going to introduce my guest today, and we're going to get at it because I see people are joining. So one more time, good morning, grant lovers. 7th episode of my morning show about grants and my love for grants, or our love for grants. And you have seen, if you have seen some of these episodes before, you've seen that we've had some guests. And the reason why I am bringing guests is to show you, our dear audience, that it's not just me who got grants, but other people as well, and it exists, and it can really improve and have positive effect on our Montessori work. I'm not making this up. I'm trying to convince you and show you should fall in love with grants as well. And the people who are coming are living testimonies, and so is Indre Vitkuviene, and so here she comes. Indre is from Lithuania. She and I have met somewhere in 2017, and we've been friends and colleagues ever since then. She is an amazing leader. She is a co-founder of 2 beautiful schools, and I will ask her to please tell her story a little bit herself. She is somebody who I know can work really hard. She's very smart, very thoughtful, very wise, also very beautiful, and a great leader. And I had the privilege not only to, be colleagues in the international Montessori arena, but also to actually work with her as part of a grant project that she got. And she's going to share about that in just a second. So first of all, before we start talking about grants, I would like to ask you to please introduce yourself and share with people where they can find you, and share with them a little bit about your 2 schools and Montessori in Lithuania. So please go ahead. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I hope that it's a morning or maybe afternoon in some other places. So it's really nice to be here today, because for these past few years, I think, grant money changed my life a little bit, and also our school life. So I'm really happy to be here and share. So as Mirka mentioned, I'm from Lithuania. It's a very small country in Baltic states. And in our country, we struggled a little bit with Montessori movement. And it is still, let's say, but not so popular and well known among educational institutions or among education in general. It's just a small branch still of alternative education, as we call it. What is my mission is to somehow help Montessori to be more heard and more visible in Lithuania. And as Mirka mentioned, I'm the owner, like co-founder of two schools. We have one in the capital of Lithuania, Vilnius, and another one in Kaunas. And but my life was not like this. I spent quite a lot of time at university, and I did there my PhD in humanities, and I spent 12 years there. And I realized after all this time there that it's really hard if you want to change the world to change it from university perspective. So I decided when my daughter was born that we need to start to change the world, start by working with children and sharing with them how the world can be a different place, how the peace education can come, and how we can do these little steps. So at that moment, we decided to actually I think the very beginning was when it was AMI Congress in Prague. I was just freshly new comer into Montessori, and I went into this congress, and I was, I don't know, amazed, inspired, when I saw all of these people and how deep we are in the Montessori education, and all the amazing presentations and on various topics, and you can find all of this, for yourself. And this was probably my the moment when I realized that I want this for Lithuania too. I don't want us to be just something, Montessori, and I want all of this quality to bring to our country. So after that, we founded our first school, and we had, because when I started to take AMI diploma course, so 6 to 12, my heart and my passion is for elementary children, but we also have toddler and CASA environment in our school. And last year, we opened also the second school in Vilnius, because we realize how important it is to serve more families and not to be just closed into one school and just to open, I don't know, new perspectives for families in also other city. Of course, it was a hard decision, and it requires a lot of work, but I'm really happy when I see how Montessori education can help children to reveal their whole potential. And in my opinion, Montessori education also helped me to reveal my own potential, how and where I can be on this planet Earth.
It's so cool. I was thinking about your potential and your ability of being in two schools and writing all these grants and doing all this work. So you definitely are a leader, and you're becoming not just a Lithuanian leader, but also a leader on the international level. So why don't you go ahead and talk a little bit about the grant that you wrote, and what is it that you do, and how you connect countries and all of those things? Could you do that, please? Thank you.
Yeah, so I can start from the very beginning, okay,
Mhm.
because I think that some people maybe are also on the same, situation. So for the very beginning, what it was, we had a school. I was studying in Prague. I was doing my AMI diploma 6 to 12, and we heard, in Lithuania that people are writing grants and we're getting money for that too. And we had so many ideas, what we can do and how we can make like free lectures and everything for people, but we were like really couldn't afford, to make it like fully for free, because was all of our time and capacity. And we started to search, for grants and how we can do it. We tried one time. It was super unsuccessful, because we didn't know how to write and nothing. And we wrote by our own, just alone, and it was a disaster, let's say. And then at the same time, our failing in the first application, in the Institute Prague appeared a course, how to help to write applications, for grants. And we were like, okay, maybe we need to learn how to do it because other people are doing it on the other schools and in other sides of the world. So we started to do it, and I took the course. I remember it was really intensive time. Um, and I thought how stupid I was, because at the same time I was having my AMI written exams at the same time when it was the course. But what was really amazing, that the course really helped to think about your project idea, and that I didn't need to do like assignments or something that it's not related to my project. So it was very focused. And how our idea come, because I was studying in diploma course 6 to 12, and I realized this is such a gift, for humanity, all of this knowledge that we get on our diploma course. And I thought, okay, somehow we need to talk about it more to other people, and to hear, that other people will also know what is Montessori Elementary. That is not the same as Montessori 3 to 6, that is different. And I really wanted it to be more heard. And all of this project come, I think it came from my studies when I was studying, and I really wanted it more people to know what it is about. So during this course that Plamen and Mirka organized, we um, we were how to say, I met other people who had the same idea, and we joined into the group. And then they started to write our first application. And it was our first time. Imagine, after completely failing and rejected in one grant, I decided that I will take the responsibility and I will write the second grant. And it was just freshly after this course, I was at the same time doing written exams. I was preparing from oral exams, and I was doing my observation practice in Israel at the same time. I remember I was finishing my grant writing. So of course it was not so in such a good quality. And the second time we got quite a high evaluation, but it was not enough for it to be granted. So but I said, no, 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 I won't give up. If other people can do it, I can also do it. So for the second call, we worked more on this application. And we really I focus more on some things, but because when you get the evaluation, you can try one more time, with the same application, and you just need to correct, these parts that were not evaluated so good. So it's not like writing from the beginning, but it's just changing some parts. And at that time, we made it, and finally we got the answer that our project was funded. So I was really happy, because it was not just that, woohoo, we got money, but it was just a great answer, to me, that you don't need to give up. You always need to try, because it was our first attempt to get the grant, and we finally succeeded. And I think in all of this period, it took us about half year, because the calls are in October and March. So it took us about half year. But during this time, we also thought about a lot, about all of this project, what we want to achieve, how it should look like, and so on. So I think now the whole application and the whole project is also in a better quality, just because we had more time to think about it and we really realized what we want to do.
That's amazing. It's such an amazing story. And I know, of course, I know the background because we are part of the project. So I also know about the relationships with people that were created and between organizations. And so I'll ask you to talk about that a little bit because, it's when you get a grant like this for international collaboration, there's so much abundance and so much learning happening during that time. So I would like for you to share about how that helped you grow, because these grants actually do help us grow. We don't do it just to help other people, but we grow as organizations and as leaders. Veronica, my colleague there, is mentioning in chat that it's a great inspiration. I'll show you her note, Indre, to not get discouraged when the first grant is not given. I want to just say that Veronica is my colleague from my mastermind that I participate in myself. She and I are in a group of women who are developing online businesses in the Czech Republic and in the international field. And I want to say that, one of the things that we are learning is that consistency and showing up and doing it again and again and again, whatever it is, if it's grant writing or if it's, when you start a school or when you start a Montessori movement, that's what makes you successful. That is really what determines the success that you're going to achieve one day. If you just get up, get up in the morning and do it again and again until you succeed, because you can succeed. Other people succeeded, and you just need to keep working on it and keep doing it and trying again and again. And if, whoever is listening today or who's listening to the recording in the future, if you can take this as one of the biggest lessons of my conversation with Indre, she's a living proof of this principle. So regardless of small partial failures or unsuccesses, this wasn't a failure, but Indre did not succeed in getting a grant on day one. She succeeded on day 121. But she did succeed because she tried again and again. And she actually got a denial twice, and then she tried again. She did not give up. And that's what makes Indre stand out from the crowd. And that's what makes her a successful Montessori leader and a successful grant writer. She gets up in the morning, and regardless of the hardships, and she has had many obstacles and hardships, working in Lithuania alone, starting a movement and trying to see it through. That's what makes her successful. So thank you for mentioning that, Indre, to people, that they just need to try again and again and again until they succeed. So please tell us a little bit about this project, because it's one of my most favorite grant projects, but you are more qualified to share than me. So please go ahead. Why is it so amazing? And what is it about? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so our project is called, the official title is called Citizen of the World. How to key competencies, European Union key competencies building in Montessori elementary classroom. So I know that not all of you maybe are familiar with European Union key competencies. So how this whole idea came from, that I was working, when I was working at university, we talked a lot about lifelong learning competences and how we do it in university background, and the same thing is also about how we do it in even CASA or elementary environment, when working in school with children. And usually we Montessorians, we use our definitions, like, oh, we do like this, cosmic education, and so on and so on. And other people do not understand what we are actually talking about. And especially when you enter, I don't know, university context, or when you go to speak with Ministry of Education, we do not understand when we come and say, oh, we're doing cosmic education, and we think, okay, maybe some astronomy or something, and it ends like this. So I really had this experience when you start to talk with people and we do not understand. And then I was studying, I realized that we are covering, everything what is required according to European Union key competences, like lifelong learning competences. And but we really do all of these things, just we don't know how to talk about it, and we don't know how to share about it. Because usually, Montessori is being like, people say, oh, you are using 100 years old method, you are not in today's world, we need other things, and so on. So probably this project came from my defense, yeah, that I really wanted to fight this stereotype that people think that is Montessori is outdated, and to really show that this is what we are doing in the classroom. It will really help the children to live, and to live in this changing world that we have, because we are not focusing about some skills that need to be required in a, I don't know, in a working field after 20 years, but we are working on competences that will be focused on lifelong learning. And lifelong learning is a thing that people need to have. And for example, me, myself, when I was going to traditional school in my country, I was not really, working on these competences, and it's hard. Then it requires a lot of consistency, as you said, to every day do it. But the children in our elementary classes, we really are doing it, and we are working a lot of it. So I really want to show this, and then to give more courage to teachers or to heads of schools, or school administrators, to be more proud of what we are doing, and not to be shy or scared, about what we are doing in Montessori Elementary, because it's completely different from traditional education. But it's really amazing, and I really wanted to talk about it in the world, let's say the world outside of Montessori bubble language. So we
Yes.
decided to take this instrument and to look at Montessori Elementary through European Union lifelong learning competences um, eyes.
Lens.
Yeah,
Eyes. Yes. Yes.
yeah,
I.
so this is what
Mhm.
our project is about, and our goal is to write guidelines for teachers, for school administrators, how we are actually doing this, and how you can talk about it. And we are working in our methodologies group. We are working on these guidelines, but also we are doing community conversations, as we call it, is a series of eight. It will be eight online meetings with people who wants to join, as we call it, our community, and we are joining, and we are talking about different topics. So already we talked about mathematical engineering competence with Veronica from Slovakia. We had a literacy competence with Madlena, AMI trainer from Prague, Norway, and China, and everywhere where she works. We had introduction with European Union competences and cosmic education with Kyla Morenz, AMI 6 to 12 trainer, and I myself talked about digital competence last month. And this month we will have a new meeting on the last week of February, We will meet and talk about citizenship, and we will talk with Kavita.
Mhm.
Uh, Maybe she's from Prague, yes,
Yes.
and Mirka can share more about her.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really remarkable in so many ways, this project. And every time I hear you talk about it, I think it was just a genius idea from you. We share when I talk with people about grants and just even in general with Montessori entrepreneurs. I always stress with them that we have to speak the language of the world about our work, and that's exactly what this project is doing. I thought it was so funny when you said cosmic education, astronomy. It's so typical, and absolutely, you are so right. We have to be able to speak in the language which people understand. Otherwise, nobody's going to listen to us. People aren't interested about what is Montessori. They are interested about how their children, when they go to Montessori schools, learn to become, as exactly as you said, they love learning, they love maths, they love reading, they love being active and innovative and entrepreneurial and critical thinking and decision making. Those are the skills that people want to hear about. And we do all this in Montessori, but we don't know how to talk about it. And Indre, so in a way, this project is like an academy in marketing, also for Montessori guides and school administrators to be able to talk about their work in this language. So Plummy was kind to put a link for the European Union website where you can learn about the the competencies, the 21st century competencies. There are 8. Are we able to put them all together? You'll probably be able to list them from top of your mind, right? So literacy, mathematical and engineering skills, entrepreneurship,
Uh,
digital skills.
Citizenship. We also have social and personal skills, and we have multilingualism, and we had what I forgot. Oh, we have cultural awareness.
Yes,
Yes,
and citizenship. Yes, yes.
yes,
Yeah, just amazing. And there are different countries collaborating. So it's Lithuania, Czech Republic, and Slovakia.
yes. We have 3 countries, and in total, it is 5 different institutions, because in each country we have a school. Elementary school participating. So in Prague it is Andilek school, in Slovakia it's Jolly Home School, and in Lithuania we have our school, and we have 2 institutes collaborating. So it's Montessori Institute Prague and Monteplus in Slovakia. We don't have yet in Lithuania Institute, but maybe.
Hey, hey, hey. Well, that's a nice segue to my next question, and then we have to start wrapping up. So, you are blooming like a flower, and your work, your schools, and your projects. You're also building a community of people around this topic. I think, if I remember off the top of my head, since the start of the project, over 1,000 members signed up for community conversations and to become part of your community. And because I know you're a visionary, my next and last question is: what's your next idea? What are you going to? What are you? What are your next projects? What is your big vision, Indre? Can you share with us? And how are grants going to help you do that?
Yeah, so I think, 2 weeks ago, or it was maybe 3 weeks ago, I had a really nice talk with my trainer, with Kyla Morenz, and I shared with her what I'm doing after diploma course when it's over, because we still keep the contact. And she said me one thing, that when in Montessori environment we do presentation, and after the presentation in an elementary environment the child is doing follow-up work after presentation. So what I realized, that this is what I'm actually doing right now. I'm doing follow-up work after my diploma course, I'm doing this follow-up work in a wider field, not just in a classroom, but I'm trying to work in wider horizons, in Lithuania, or if I can touch other people's heart and, in Europe in general, let's say. But I'm really working to bring more Montessori to everyone's heart, and to parents, to teachers, and to um, universities, let's say, in general. So, what is my big vision? Um, I think it depends. I have lots of roles, and my big vision as a head of a school is probably to help our school to grow into internationally recognized school. And the grant money is really helping us here. Why? Because this is not just this project, what we are doing. We got 60,000 euros for this project to work on this methodologies and to work on this just elementary. But what we also have, we have another project happening right now. We got a grant money for 33,000 euros, and it is more about helping to raise our teachers' competences, let's say, and helping them to gain international experience. So what we have, that while using this money, we are traveling to conferences. We were in bilingual conferences. Now we will be going to AMI AGM meeting, to get new inspiration. We can send our teachers to have 1 week observation in other schools and Montessori schools in Europe, and it's a huge, help for each of the teacher, because sometimes, especially in January or February, when you are a teacher and you live in a northern hemisphere, it's really hard to make friends with all this darkness and everything. And sometimes you are so tired of writing reports and this, keeping the balance every day in a classroom. And then you can use a week to go somewhere outside to meet other Montessori people and just to talk with them and just to get inspired while observing others in the classroom. It helps our whole culture of the school to grow and to become more strong team, and to also to have this international experience, because we are building also bilingual school, and it's really important for us not to be stuck just inside of our country. So as a head of a school, I see grant money and all this project writing, as a possibility to go out also from your comfort zone, but to meet new challenges which will bring new gifts to your community, and to be more heard and more visible in your region, wherever you are. So, and yeah, so this is probably the way, because every time, like what I do every week is my it is in my work plan, is that I always check, a new possibilities for applications, because to get grants, and for example, now there is a call from European social funds about the children rights, and of course I have some ideas how we can implement, Montessori into children rights, and how to help to maintain, that, and to help parents and educators in general. So I think the most important part is to always see possibilities everywhere, and try not to how to say, not to look inside just what we are, but also to look outside of the box, and how Montessori can have meeting points with other topics, and how we can change the world in little steps, not to try to change the whole world in one day, but work every little step and to help other people around you to become also these little changers by your side as a team.
Amazing, Indre. Moika says, you are such an inspiration, and I agree so much. I don't think I need to say anything else. But the one thing I want to say is that I love listening to you. You have a gift of speech, and and also a gift of writing. You are such an amazing storyteller, and it's so important to be that when you write grants, because when you have this love and passion and this gentleness in your heart and the desire to help the world, and you put that in the grant application, then the funders are going to see that, and you are amazing in this. I thank you so much for coming today. We've exhausted our time. We are over time again. Yesterday it was also, we had Hanka as a guest and we took longer. I loved doing this with you, Indra. I hope we have more opportunities for conversations like this in the future. I hope that everybody who listened to you feels how much you love the work you do, and I think they must have seen that grants are part of your agenda. I love what you said. It's part of my agenda every week. I check on grant opportunities. So I wish you lots of wisdom and lots of luck with the EU Social Fund, because I know that's the next level, from small grants to bigger grants, and you can really do huge work with that in your country and also in Europe. Thank you for coming, everybody. I think you can, whoever is there, it's a silent applause. You can't hear them, but they are sending messages in chat that they really appreciated this. I wish you a lovely day. Look at what I have. I have this beautiful cup. It's because it's my Valentine's cup. I have other things here. I also have a thing like this. I've been just like kind of collecting these Valentine's things. Just a reminder for everybody who is watching that the Grant Writing Made Easy course that we are talking about here with Indre and with everybody today and last week and the rest of this week is now on pre-sale. And as a Valentine's gift, it's only 197 euros as opposed to 297 euros. But you have to join before end of the week. So I hope you find this inspiring. I hope you get it together with us. And I hope to see you on the course. And I'm sure Indre can come as a guest to talk to us more about what she's doing and expand her community as well through that. And Veronica says, thank you for another inspiring interview. Thank you, Vero, for coming. You are so nice to be here with us every time. And here's the link. It's also in comments. Thank you so much, Indre. Have a lovely day. I have to finish this now, although I'd love to talk more, but we'll do it again. We love doing this together.
Thank you for inviting me. And my biggest wish for everyone listening here is that you should never give up, especially with grant writing. And if not today, you will join and you start to work with your school, on grant project. Then plan in your agenda when you will start and just go for it, because it's amazing possibility, especially for international cooperation with other schools and being able to give something out of your school to the whole European or whatever the fund is community.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, grant lovers. Have a lovely day. And I'm ending the stream and I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.